Hello and welcome back. This is Will Farrell with the Guild of Crusade on Kel'Thuzad. We are going over EPGP Lootmaster. So let's get back in. We will do EPGP config. We will go back into the EPGP Lootmaster. My prior video talks about the general configuration. Now we're going to go into the selection buttons. Selection buttons allows your raiders to see a set program of buttons that they can choose based for their loot needs. You can have between 1 to 7 buttons. For my guild, we have 4. We have best in slot, which you just type it out, and then as you type, you'll have a little button here that says OK, so you can keep it. And then you put in the default GP. You never want to leave it at the normal value, because the normal value on a piece of gear, like on this one, is 1,261 pieces, or gear points. And it changes, and this is just a value that the EPGP system has set for different pieces of gear based on their item level, their location, their rarity to find, and all this other stuff. However, if you're using, based on my information on my earlier videos of the 65 EP earned on average on a daily raid night, charging someone 1,200 GP for a piece of gear would destroy their priority rating for anything in the future, unless you want to work in small decimal points. So best in slot, the value I have set is 35, and then the fallback should actually be no fallback for all of these. And the fallback option is just people that are using older versions. So you don't want anybody using an older version of a loot program. You want to make sure they have an updated program. So best in slot 35, main spec 24, off spec 6, transmog 0. What do we use transmog for? Well, that's pretty clear cut and simple. It's better than disenchanting. Maybe someone wants it for transmog and they pay the guild 500 gold every item for transmog. That allows the guild to maybe recuperate some gold for the repairs, and it allows them to get a transmog piece of gear that if they were to pug a group, they wouldn't normally have an option. Okay, so now you can test and see how this looks. And you can do this. Open test pop-up and monitor windows. You press that, and it will randomly choose a piece of gear. This is a piece of gear that I'm currently wearing. This is a whisper message that goes out that apparently I configured incorrectly. Okay, so here are your options for best in slot, main spec, off spec, transmog, or pass. Also, if they don't respond within 30 seconds, they'll automatically pass anyways. Okay, then you can click on this button, and it allows you to put in a comment in here as far as what they want. So you can do it like that. Or they can just put in simple 2-piece or whatever. Click Save, best in slot. Okay, so what it's going to do is these are your different options for the gear as it pops up. You'll see people that choose best in slot, people that choose main spec, people that choose off spec, people that choose transmog, people that will pass, etc., etc., etc. And then over here it'll show you their note, what they typed in, who it was from. You'll see their current earn points in the guild, their current gear points in the guild, and their current priority rating for getting this piece of gear. And then in this current equipped items, in slot 1, it currently shows what my equipped item is. Let me try to do this with a piece of gear that's lesser quality. Here we go. Oops. Okay. Oh, it's not going to show it. Alrighty. What this would do over here is if, say, that person had a lesser item level of what the gear is, or even a higher item level, this area here where the circle is showing, what it would show up is it would show up like a -10 or a +10 or a +1 or a -1. It would show you the difference. If they were to receive that piece of gear, how much of an item level change would it be for that slot that you're replacing? So that's where that comes into play. And then to assign the piece of gear, you just right click on it, and you'd have the options of best in slot, main spec, off spec, transmog, pass. Actually, you wouldn't have pass. You'd be able to offer to assign it to disenchant, etc. Request votes. This is if you do a loot council type system. And then discard loot. This is, obviously, I'm not giving the loot away, so I would just discard it. This concludes this video on how to set up the value for the EPGP, for the Loot Master, for the selection buttons. The last video for the EPGP Loot Master, I will go into the other options. Please like and comment below.